must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Anybody who has been in the military will understand that when at war, in war, with war, you don't court-martial your soldiers or officers while the war is on. You finish the war first and then investigate the officers or soldiers who might have misbehaved or neglected duty. This is the doctrine of the institution of war. Today, Kenya is within the war and at war with an invisible enemy called COVID-19. And we must support the efforts of the frontline officials. Then we put them on trial later if there are mistakes. Remember, the country is at the weakest link now, and we cannot afford to deflect the efforts of those soldiers on the front line of fighting COVID-19. Thank you very much, viewers. That is me.
Mimi naitwa Elio Dibio. Mimi ndio mwenyekiti wa Kamukunji Jua Kali Association. Nataka kusema kwamba hii ugonjwa wa coronavirus ni ugonjwa ambao uko na unashika kila mtu ambaye anaweza kuwa in contact na mtu mwingine ambaye ako nao ama amegusa kitu ambacho kimeguswa na mtu ambaye ako nayo.
Let us wash our hands. Let us keep the social distance given at least 1 meter away from one another. Let us avoid all gatherings, unnecessary gatherings. People believe that sanitizer is the main thing to fight the scourge. Let us just use the soap we have at home, even the bar soaps. So long as we maintain the cleanliness that is required, we are going to fight this.
Ili tupambane na hii ugonjwa ni lazima unawe. Hiyo ndio sababu kama sekta tumeweka hizi mtungi kila mahali ya kunawisa mkono. Na tena tunasema ya kwamba ukiwa unafanya kazi hapa, ama wewe ni customer, ama wewe ni mpita njia, ukikuja lazima unawe. Hiyo ndio kusaidia na ndio kukinga hii ugonjwa.
Hii mitungi ya kunawia mikono, mebasi wetu walichukua jukumu, wanatengeneza hizi mitungi na wanauza kwa bei nafuu, kwa sababu wanapotengeneza hii mitungi sio biashara tu ama pesa tunatafuta. Tunatafuta kwamba hii mitungi iweze kufikia kila mtu, ndio watu waweze kunawa mikono na waweze kujikinga na hii ugonjwa. Si serikali ambayo inaweza kutusaidia peke yake, ni sisi wenyewe pia tusaidiane kwa kufuatilia ile mambo ambayo tunaambiwa na serikali.
For more information, please dial 719 or *719#. You'll get help immediately from the relevant authorities, particularly from the Ministry of Health.
Pamoja tukomeze corona.
Whoever heeds discipline shows the way to life. But whoever ignores correction leads others astray. That is in the Bible, Proverbs 10:17. The reason I am quoting this verse, fellow Kenyans, is because the figures that we are hearing today are a clear demonstration that things are not getting better. And people who are telling others that things are better are lying to them. And somehow, somewhere along the line, we seem to have come to the conclusion as a society that things have gone back to normal. today's figures show things are far, far from normal. Things are very challenging. And those who are exhibiting the indiscipline that I've referred to, leading others astray, are becoming a common phenomenon.
The government of the Republic of Kenya has made efforts, concerted guidelines, and put it out to the public of the Republic of Kenya and the citizens of Kenya. Looking at the trend of what is happening and the events that are shaping around the modeling and the sample modeling of, and a comparison with other states in the world, globally, Kenya has done very well. But there seems to be a culture of sliding back, a culture where people want to go back to their old habits. What destroys such an exercise? What brings it to a situation where people need to understand that it is not gone yet, it is here. The virus is here, is with us, is an invisible enemy. An invisible enemy for the people of Kenya to understand that they must help themselves, not help the government, but help themselves to fight the enemy. If we don't unite to fight the enemy, if we slide back to our habits, our behaviors, our eating pattern, our socializing pattern, our praying pattern, our stigma, fear, complacency, impunity, these are the things that are letting down Kenya and most of the parts of Africa. It is therefore my opinion, and our opinion, and the opinion of many other people who are at the forefront in fighting this disease, that the people of Kenya stand firm against the few individuals who are violating the regulations, the guidelines, the restrictions that the government has put in place. Your failure to agree or to abide by these regulations might force the government to take more drastic measures that we might not know because we are not part and parcel of the government. But as the media, we sound what the government has said. Failure to adhere to these principles and guidelines could increase the multiplication or multiply the disease, reproduce the disease in the community. The cases of Isli, the cases of Mombasa, Majengo, where people still eat food in one common place as if they don't know what social distancing is. Such acts, barbaric acts, when you have been actually given the guidelines that this disease enjoys where there is company of being together, that this disease kills when you shake hands, that this disease kills when you cough without covering your arm, with the arm, that this disease can kill if you sit in a car with a person who is either a silent carrier, a passive carrier, or an active carrier. It is up to you, the people and the citizens of the country of Kenya, to adhere to Mutahi Kagwe, to listen to the Minister of Health. The cries are not very far. We know the situation might be difficult, and many people are talking of returning to work. I can see many cars in Nairobi streets, plenty of them coming back and the traffic jam building up, which is a sign that people have returned again to work. But is it the time to do so? It is up to you as a citizen. The legacy trend, therefore, myself and other people want to call upon you to desist, to deny these few people who break the curfew, who drink in estates, who break the restrictions, who ferry people, who sleep locked up in a house of about 50 people, who eat badly, who fail to wash hands, that there is no room for complacency because virus COVID-19 does not choose whom to attack, does not tell you how to attack. It attacks you when you fail to listen to the instructions and the guidelines that the government of the Republic of Kenya has put in place. God bless Kenya.
I'm joining the World Health Organization's Safe Hands Challenge. Hand washing is one of the most effective ways of preventing the spread of coronavirus. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 40 to 60 seconds.
In many parts of Africa, there is always a struggle for power. Struggles for power begin from the struggles for internal democratization of our parties or units where we belong when we come to power. The politics of compensational structure, the politics of deficit, the beginning from a deficit, that I had a deficit. I had a deficit before I was born, or when I was born. I found myself in a poor family. It's the politics of compensation that haunts Africa today. Many people want to take on leadership, but it's the leadership as a basis of where you came from, or the leadership has qualities.
My father bought me my first shoe in 1981 from a Mr. Onyango on the street for 60 shillings because he could not afford the butter shoes. Why am I saying this? Today, as you can see, the gentleman who did not have shoes is sitting at the high table. With the son of the founding father.
Sasa kama nitaambiwa naongea siasa, lakini I'm not, I promise. I have no such intention. But, you know, when you hear people out there, you know, they talk, oh, huyu mtu fulani, dynasty hii, sijui dynasty hii. It's not about that. Leadership is not about where you were born. It's not about where you came from. It's not about the color of your skin. It is not about your tribe. It is just about a desire to serve, a desire to do good, a desire to make a difference in the lives of people. And anybody can do that.
For a leader to be a leader, he must have qualities. Identify himself with qualities of good behavior, qualities of no corruption, qualities of no hatred, qualities of engagement, discussion with others, collective responsibility, listening to the people. These are the qualities. A leader who delivers does not need to have a background. A leader who delivers can deliver without a background of the rich or the poor. Many people in Africa seem to be misinterpreting that once you are born, you directed God to produce you in a particular family. None of us would have been where we are had we actually had a message from God where we would be born. I therefore look at this as compensational politics. Meritocracy is the answer. Meritocracy gives you the position that you yearn for. Meritocracy delivers you a position. Meritocracy gives you what you are doing for the people of Kenya or Uganda or whatever country where you are in Africa. But if you don't have these qualities, even if you are born from a family that had the whole world as theirs, then you cannot be a leader. It is therefore very important that the leaders who yearn to become leaders in Africa stop the usage of compensational politics. The politics that you want to compensate on others simply because you were poor, simply because you didn't go to a good school, simply because you don't drink in the same place where they drink, simply because you don't eat in that restaurant, simply because you don't have cars. That politics has got syndromes, traits of people who are either corrupt or have hatred or have a problem on itself. I therefore call upon you people to re-examine as Africans that wherever you come from, the background you come from, you are an African. You can deliver something for your country. You don't need to be able, you don't need to come to compensate for the lost past, because with such attitude, you will grab everything and your country will collapse. Thank you very much for listening.
Mi naitwa Brenda Cherotich na niko 26 years old. So I was the first patient to be confirmed with COVID-19, which is hiyo ndio disease caused by coronavirus. So I came out myself to the Ministry of Health, and I let them know that I was concerned because I had shown symptoms of COVID-19. Na hakuna mtu alini pressure like go forward. Ni mimi tu niliamua as a responsible Kenyan nifanye nione as in juni kazi yangu as a responsible Kenyan kukuja mbele na kuambia government, I think this is what is happening and you might have to test me. Na niko happy because waliamua kunitake seriously, wakanitest, and that's when wakapata niko positive. So after wakanipata niko positive, walinipea treatment, walini support sana, and I'm just niko very thankful to all of them for what they did. Kitu nataka kuwashow ni kuwa hii kitu ni manageable na ni treatable. If you think you have it, don't be afraid. Usiogope ati watu watasema nini or that ati watu watani stigmatize. Hiyo ni kitu tu, it's something that ni normal. It happens to anyone. And unaweza contract. It doesn't matter. Unaweza kwa young, you can contract it. You can also be a child and you can be an older person. Hii kitu ni ya anyone. It doesn't discriminate. I discriminate based on age, ati when, how many years, or gender, ama ethnicity. Hii kitu ni ya kila mtu, but because we are really trying to fight hii coronavirus, it's also part of your responsibility kama Mkenya ukwe responsible na ukuje out with your story, because mmeona mimi niko confident with my story, right? Sijaogopa anything. So that's what I would like to tell you guys now, because najua kuna patients sahi wana receive treatment and they wanaweza kuwa a little overwhelmed. Najua it's normal, it happens to every patient. Nataka tu kuambia stay strong, because the doctors wanajua what they are doing. Unaweza fikiria they don't know, but they know what they are doing. They're constantly wako talking on video conferences, on phones na experts from other parts of the world. Unafaa tu kuwa trust and be positive. And thank you to everyone mwenye ameni support through this journey, and also for the CS pia yamekuwa very supportive, and I would just like to tell anyone, stigmatize anyone, don't kabisa, and be strong.
So I wanted to...
Good morning, my name is Dr. Eva Jenga. I'm the chair of the Kenya Medical and Dentist Council. Today we came here with a team from the Ministry of Health and from the Kenya Medical Council, as well as from the Kenya Medical and Dentist Union. We are here to represent the government on a task to come and verify the quality of the PPEs that are being made by Shona. Shona is one of the local manufacturers that have been identified to most likely will be able to produce the PPEs en masse for this country, which we need so badly. And today our task was to come and see the quality and also the capability of the output and the turnaround of production of these PPEs. We have come and seen the type of masks that they are making, a full PPE where we have the coverall with the boots.
Political science gives a timing that everything goes with time. There is time for elections, and there is time for development. What ails and what ailed the Jubilee Party at the beginning is they mixed politics with development. The big four agendas seem to have been forgotten and left in the drawing board. But there is hope that we shall surmount, come over, go through these trying times of COVID-19. But once Kenya goes through COVID-19, there must be strategies first to make sure that debts are paid, to make sure the economy still remains afloat, to make sure that the politics takes the back burner of all this. What has destroyed the fight against COVID-19 is mixed signals. The mixed signals that come when the new messenger by name of CSS Mutai Kagwe has put up messages. Other sections of the community put different messages. That has killed the spirit to fight COVID-19. 90% of Kenyans abide by the rules. Most of them are in the rural areas. They have sat where to where until the government tells them it is over. But we have 10% of people who refuse to wear masks, who come over from Tanzanian border and enters without being checked, helped by the police and other people also. Then on the question of the economy, we need to tighten ourselves, that there is no economy in Africa and the world that will not be affected by the current pressures of COVID-19 disease, pandemic that has destabilize the world markets, destabilize the economy itself, led the oil prices to drop completely, and hence no industry, no manufacturing, no production has taken place. It is therefore my humble request as an African that the people of Kenya listen to the president, calm down, put their smaller differences aside, and work for the government, with the government, for the government, in order to fight COVID-19. Less than that, Mutahi Kagwe, CS, has to change, has to do what we call fatigue evaluation. Are we moving forward? Are we moving backwards? How backwards do we move? How forward? How do we go there? What is left? What can be done? What more measures can be added on the current restrictions? Remember, Kenya is working under the Public Health Act. It has not invoked any other act. It has not invoked any presidential act that, or the president has not asked for state of emergency. That will make him work harder, tougher in the way other presidents are working. He has done his best, he will do his best, but all we need is unity of purpose. Let the people unite so that COVID-19 is over and the people start flying out, flying in, tourists come in, and that will be the answer. And the Kenya will rise and shine again. Thank you.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
When President Uhuru Kenyatta thought of a nation, a peaceful nation, a united nation called Kenya, he scored highly to the international community and to Kenyans. When the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga thought of a nation called Kenya, he scored highly. It is that redemption strategy, the coming together of opposition and the government, the president and the former opposition leader, or the opposition leader of Kenya, that has made Kenya peaceful, united, working together to date. It is therefore very important for the people of Kenya to realize that the most important thing that every African looks at when talking about Kenya is peace. But what kills Kenya is tribal enclaves, bad elections, bad electoral mechanisms, bad political morals. People lack political morals. People lack good electoral mechanisms. People think of tribes. It is not the poor, it is not the rich, it is not the destiny, it is not the hustler nation. No. Those have been there for many times, for many years. But what has killed the country is that those one key thing, elections. If Kenya can sort out its electoral mechanism, that a winning candidate embraces a losing candidate, and a losing candidate embraces a winning candidate. You work together as a nation, work together as people of Kenya. That's the day that Kenya will rise and become a very good country, beyond what it is today. But the moment we go back to our tribal enclaves, we poison the politics. We play Machiavellian politics of backstabbing, intrigue, manipulation, machinations that flow in the Kenyan political arena. It's the moment that we destroy the same nation that needs that unity. President Uhuru Kenyatta, therefore, don't give up. Former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, don't give up on unity or purpose. Always strive to unite, leave a legacy of a united Kenya. That is the price you will give to the generations, the grandchildren, to your generations that will come. You might not be there to see the price that you have, the foundation you have laid. But once you leave that legacy of a united, peaceful Kenya, both of you and many other leaders in Kenya should not give up in search for that unity. I thank you very much. Those are my views. I believe a redemption strategy, and I repeat, a redemption strategy, the healing, reconciliation, reparation, accountability, truth-telling, those are the values of the handshake, a united Kenya with capacity to accommodate all. Thank you. Thank you, listeners.
My name is Sophie Mwanyumba from the Ministry of Health and working under National Public Health Labs. Today we are visiting the quarantine sites within Nairobi, and the teams are being dispatched out to go and visit the sites. We have the forms which we are going to use to capture the information of the visitors who came from in the country. And we also have the sample collection apparatus, which we have the oropharyngeal swabs and the nasal swabs. And each person is supposed to be taken the two samples, the nasal swab and the oropharyngeal swab. We have our PPEs to protect ourselves. We have the safety gears where we are having this, and the disinfection for disinfecting the apparatus which we are going to use. The waste, we have the biohazard bags where we are going to put all the waste which is generated within the site where we are collecting the specimen. We have the biohazard bags to safeguard the environment. And with us we have the transport media, because we have to make sure that the samples which we are going to carry, they are if the virus is there, they are viable. So we have the transport media which we are carrying with us, and we are maintaining the cold chain, because we have the cool box which is equipped with the ice packs to maintain the cold chain of the virus of the samples as we come back. To my fellow Kenyans, I have a word for you today. Kindly stay at home. I am at work to safeguard the environment and to safeguard ourselves. The corona is real. It is real with us. So please let us stay at home as the health workers continue working and supporting the government or the guidelines which they have been put on place.
I'm joining the World Health Organization's Safe Hands Challenge. Hand washing is one of the most effective ways of preventing the spread of coronavirus. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 40 to 60 seconds.
Thank you very much, viewers. The situation in Kenya demands that if you are in leadership of the ruling party and you are either the leader of majority or the deputy leader of majority or the chief whip of the majority, seconded there and seconded by the party, to pay loyalty to the party and the party leadership. The moment you reach the parliament and turn against, everywhere, all over the world, all over the globe, democracy dictates that you have to surrender the whip, or you are whipped by the party. The whip comes down on you. They remove all the caveats on you. You remain either a freelancer, an independent person, or a backbencher. It is very, very important in democracy that Socrates, Aristotle, Plato, and the others put forward these theories. You cannot remain in the party, eat the party, then come back to eat yourself, then eat the leadership and eat the policies of the party. Otherwise, there would be no democracy or multi-party democracy in the world. It is so, therefore, very important for President Uhuru Kenyatta to assert authority of the party using the party organs and instruments under the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya to stop the situation that is dividing the Kenyans. The Kenyans are being
A very good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us this morning for another edition of Daytime Express, where we get to look at the news making headlines here in Kenya. We look at the headlines in the newspapers today and also the current affairs in this country. And right now, there's only one thing that Kenyans want to know: what is the fate for the future of DP William Ruto, and also after the the replacement of the majority leader, who is a close ally to DP Ruto, Mr. Senator Murkomen. So what next for DP and his politics, even as 2022 he looks forward to becoming Kenya's next president, because he has made his ambition very clear, and he's refused to work with President Uhuru Kenyatta in trying to make sure that they deliver the agenda they had during the last elections in 2017. A lot of things that the Jubilee government, promised Kenyans. So President Uhuru Kenyatta has been working very hard to at least deliver some of these things. But Deputy Ruto has been seen to be sabotaging some of that and has gone on full throttle, engaging in politics. And we've seen President Uhuru Kenyatta even coming to begging them to stop with the politics. A number of times we've seen that play out in public, but he was not listening, together with some of the people that are close allies to him. So now we see how the politics are playing out in the country today. And joining me from the Political Command Center is Dr. David Matanga. Doctor, good morning, and I'm very happy to see you this morning.
Good morning, Miriam. Thank you very much. I might not be very, very helpful, but I will still, because of the 2 days consecutive 10 hours work, especially at night, I seem to have got one code of mine not working and pumping out properly. But however, Miriam, I don't know whether you are hearing me properly. Mm-hmm. Yes, the situation in Kenya has been developing since 2015. The Deputy President decided to put up a master plan of succession. It is not yesterday. It is not 2017. The master plan was hatched a long time ago. A man has been plotting since the collapse of the ICC cases. The Deputy President has been plotting his route towards the leadership of this country. And nobody should underestimate a person, a shrewd man, a businessman who came from nowhere on the scene by stealing from both the dynasties. He used the dynasties to acquire his wealth. So there must be another group. Instead of saying dynasty and hustlers, say another group is called pseudo middle class. The pseudo, the people who stole from the dynasties and the people who stole from the poor. The corrupt. I think if you create that group in Kenya, you'll have very many people in the middle of it. So we analyze, have I brought something new on the surface? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There are not two classes in Kenya. There are three. The third class is the thieves, the pseudo group, the one that says it worked hard. When you go back to check where they worked, you can't find what they did, but they only stole. Yes, let's agree. There are some people, it's not a dynasty. There's no kingdoms here. There are people who, by class struggle, that's why America is higher than Kenya. That's why Britain colonized us and we never colonized Britain. These class struggles are memorial. They have been here for millions and millions and millions of years. So we must categorize the type of classes. If people are saying there is a hustler class and a dynasty, there is a thieving class. Call it a name, pseudo-thievery. Pseudo-thievery. Those who take Cameroon money, they eat it. Those who take all the money of NYS, where are they? They eat it. Don't call it hustler. No, the thieving class. Those who say, nilikuwa mtu ya mkono. Ulikuwa mtu ya mkono, uniliiba. Alafu kutoka huko, you come back and tell people, I am very clean like a cotton, white like a pamba. Hakuna. Mm-hmm. Hakuna. So, there are two options left, or three. Yesterday, I told people I don't know whether they listen to me anymore, Miriam. But I've told Kenyans to prepare. A man who has taken from the poor and who has taken from the rich is more dangerous than a man who already got the money, not by force, but by osmosis. By osmosis. And that's the point I want to make home.
And also, Doctor, there's something that you brought up very important there while you started talking there about the politics of succession, and this did not start in 2017. This seems to be something that started, as you clearly said there, in 2015 after the collapse of the cases at the ICC, and we've seen, like you said there, Deputy William Ruto having a master plan and how to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta in 2022, and this has really encouraged and made the atmosphere for politics in this country very ripe, because they started campaigning for 2022 just after the elections in 2017, and so the country has been in a political wave since then, and Kenyans have been wondering why is it that some section of politicians in this country are engaging so much in politics while they're not really they're not trying even to make sure that they deliver on the promises that they had for Kenyans prior to the elections. And Deputy William Ruto has been seen really to be engaging in this succession politics come 2022, and this has not sat very well with President Uhuru Kenyatta, who, as we know, is at his last term here in Kenya. We have 2 terms, and each 5 years President Uhuru Kenyatta is serving his last term, and he has just a few more years to go, over 2 years to go before that comes to an end. So, Doctor, you mentioned there very clearly that the master plan of succession that DP Ruto has started, this started just after the collapse of the cases at the ICC. Now, is it safe to say that he might have come together with President Kenyatta for convenience? And is it possible that there was no clear leadership agenda there? It was just for self-preservation. So now we see the underlying issue that probably he had with President Kenyatta even before coming together, now coming out in the open, playing out now.
Media. All these stories, I am not the one writing them. We are the media, we analyze what is on paper. Ruto began his succession plan in 2015. As soon as the cases of ICC were temporarily halted, he came back, he said, this is now the beginning. While the president was consolidating the constitution of Republic of Kenya, he was busy consolidating Fidare unit, the thieving unit. Ile inaiba, the thieving unit of stealing funds to prepare for a war. He successfully got all management parastatals. I am speaking, analyzing independently. All these parastatals, bodies, these people were there. Give the money, pay for it. They remember the man of NIHF something. What do you call it?
NHIF.
NHIF. Mm-hmm. They were all the time in his office every day. We've hanging out with these people. They globally all the money. Where's that case gone? Where's the case gone? This started a long time ago. So in Kenya, there are 3 categories. You can call them Mutai Nguni for God. That's why some of us read politics in a different way, in different schools, in better universities. A thieving unit. Dynasty, I doubt whether there is a dynasty in Kenya. Hustler, I doubt whether there is a hustler in Kenya. Thievery unit, yes, it is here. Thievery, the one the ambassador of America called thievery watu ya kuiba, the fidelity, wanagonga pesa, they take the money. In fact, without mercy. For you, Miriam, you have a way of spending the money with mercy. But this guy is taking the money without mercy. They even laugh without mercy. You have seen the picture, the way they laugh. Then they go back to use the hustlers. They go back to use the local people. That I am a son of the poorest man on planet Earth. Look at Mulukomen. Yesterday, when he was resigning from or giving his speech, he said he came from a humble beginning. But if you ask him, how did he get where he is? Life audit, which Uhuru said, let's do a life audit. Mulukomen was the first one to run very fast from life audit. And failed the president. And he says there's nothing wrong he has done to the government. He has passed all the motions. Where is the life audit? He frustrated it. So all these people have one characteristic: thieving. One word: thieving committee. I look for a name, a catchword that can. There are not only two nations in Kenya. There are three nations: the Federal Nation, the Dynasty, and the Hustler Nation. If we go by Mutahi Ngunyi's, because he's a professor better than me on that, he has a professorship. I don't have. I have only a doctorate. Therefore, if you go by Mutahi Ngunyi's explanation, I want to add one nation, the Federal Nation, or the thieving nation. There is the Dynasty, thieving nation, and the hustler. Remember, Dr. Matanga added one word, the thieving nation, or the pseudo nation. That would be better. Pseudo thieving nation. This is the notion, the nation that eats silently. If you are not careful, it can eat you when you don't know. They make tenders. It's a group of people who have arrived and got, like, they come from the village. Then they come to town and they find forks on your table in your dining room. They use it to put it in a very bad place, which I don't want to spoil your morning. Instead of putting the fork in the mouth, they use it to do some things. I don't want to spoil your morning again. Let's leave it that way so that we go on smoothly without you having hiccups. But Miriam, you can imagine somebody comes to your dining table and he finds your China forks. Mm-hmm. Then he uses them to rub, using, you know what, he uses the forks to rub the nose. Instead of using it for the mouth. That is the thieving nation. A nation that stole, it arrived, it saw, it conquered, it stole. That's where the DP belongs.
And even as is there.
You wanted me to say the truth about
yes.
that?
Yes.
Miriam, that's where there is no hustler nation. Mm-hmm. A hustler nation, a middle class, explains its wealth. A middle class pays its tax. A middle class obeys the law. A middle class does not beat up people. A middle class does not act violently. A middle class does not hold some tribes hostage, that if you don't vote for me, I will kill all of you. or I will send my people to insult the president. That is not a middle class. It's a thieving class of Nikolai Machiavelli. If you go and link it with the book called The Prince, students of political science watching me now should go and get the book, The Prince by Nikolai Machiavelli. What will you find? You will find solace in what I'm saying today. What forced Machiavelli to go when the Sicily emperor sent him to go and get help from the Pope in Rome. Machiavelli turned around and said, I came from a very poor background. My father did not buy me shoes. Now the emperor has given me the most important venture to collect arms from the Pope and the money from the Vatican to come and help the emperor to overturn the Ottoman Empire and the barbarians. And guess what happened, Miriam? Machiavelli created his own army. In the middle, my dear daughter, they came and delivered the emperor out. And as Machiavelli finished the emperor, guess what happened to the Sicily, which is the current Florence. It was called Florence, the only city in Italy, in the Adriatic, in the Mediterranean, in the sea where every Marco Polo, all the people went, the trading between the China Empire, the Russian Empire, and the Eastern Europe, plus the Western Europe, in Britain, and of Africa, in a place called Carthage. Carthage is the current Tunis. Carthage was called Carthage. Tunis is now the capital city of Tunisia. The trade was around there. The ships were on the Mediterranean Sea, back to Sicily. And that is how this gentleman, this show is to teach politics. So the Machiavellian politics on the Kenyan situation, the DP has been very successful in building an empire. And he's now quiet, gone under, telling his people, create rallies, anti-Uhuru rallies. Do you know where the link is? Miriam, the link comes to our program of 11 o'clock. I'm linking that. That's why I'm talking about these things. And the Kenyans better be free to listen for free, because I might not be there to tell you again. Listen to this for free. There's a Machiavellian strategy that now is saying, they have sent us out from the Senate. Come back, open up the war chest. I have the money. I will even mobilize my friends from where I banked the money to come and help me. I will fight Uhuru.
All right.
Haven't I done my analysis on the Daily Nation?
Very well said there, yes. And speaking of Daily Nation, I wanted us to also look at so Ruto's allies plan anti-Uhuru rallies. So that is what is being planned right now and rattled by the president's fangs in Senate. Leaders are plotting to frustrate government business in both houses of parliament and to challenge all the parties' decision in court. So how what I don't understand, Doctor, and maybe we need some political sanitization in this country in terms of how we conduct our politics and the nature of our politics, because you cannot keep sabotaging the party that you're part of, the leadership, Jubilee Party. You are elected in that party. You understand the party's manifesto, the party's agenda. You, as a member of parliament that has been elected with that party, you're supposed to be championing what this party is all about, what the party is trying to do. So if you're going to frustrate the efforts of the party that brought you to parliament, the efforts of the party that gave you certain positions, when you look at those house committees and all that, and now instead of their championing and ensuring that the agenda, that the party had for Kenyans, you are the one there ensuring that is delivered, but you're now there who is trying to sabotage it. Doctor, I'm confused by our politicians here. I don't know, the nature of our politics needs some, you call it fumigation or something, because as it is right now, it just doesn't make sense at all. Because if you're going to frustrate the efforts and the house business of the government, the same government that you're part of, why don't you just resign even as a member of parliament then? If you have lost faith in that government that you're part of.
Look at if you have been nominated, you had the mercy of the Secretary General and the owner of the party. You have no constituency to revert. Neither do you have, and I want to tell you frankly, neither do you have any recourse in court. Because the court cannot choose for who should be nominated. Okay, the party can now remove you and nominate
somebody else.
They don't go to the elections. No. But if it comes to party lines to vote, not in the parliament, not in the Senate. In the Senate, nominated people don't vote. But when it comes to the party to make changes, you get my point. They make the changes. If you say Kanu had a pre-coalition agreement, then it means Kanu had a say in the affairs of Jubilee. Anywhere. You don't need to seek a new agreement. No. We had a new agreement where Uhuru traveled from Nyayo, from somewhere to Kasarani and sealed a pre-agreement to give him votes. And then traveled to Nyayo with Ekuru Atan. Is it Ekuru Atan?
Ekuru Yatani. Or you
Atan and other people.
Ekuru Court.
There was another man there.
Yes.
They sealed the party that day. So there was an agreement already. Lawyers don't see this. You know, the biggest problem with Murkomen is that he's full of childish behavior. That he doesn't see that reasoning, that there was already an agreement in the party that these parties will be friendly to Jubilee. They are not strangers. Mr. Pogisho is not a stranger. He's a part and a parcel of the Jubilee party. Because there was a pre-agreement. They only needed to redo a post-agreement. If you are already there, I need only to make sure that I stamp authority. Isn't it? Yeah, that's it. That's it. I need to make sure that you are now on board. And that's what Jubilee, the Kanu leadership has decided. Sir, we helped you to win the seat. We want to be fully with you. In case there is anything coming in the future, count us in. We
will partner together. And that is within the laws, electoral laws in this country, yes.
He doesn't know. Even Murkomen doesn't know. You don't see that section. There is no judge. There is no judge who is going to entertain this.
Yes, because whatever that is happening, yes.
Yes, even if you pay him 200 million, which usually Ruto pays people and other people, he can't rule in your favor.
Yes, because whatever the leadership of Jubilee right now is doing and entering into post-election coalitions is part of the electoral laws in this country. So they're not acting outside of the laws here that govern politics and parties in this country. So, Doctor, as there on the front pages of the Daily Nation, before we switch on to another one, and here we see the senators and other leaders, they're saying that they will have only one agenda now in Parliament to frustrate, all the government business. And how will this now go to derail the President Kenyatta's Big Four agenda, and what will this do to his legacy? Because they are determined to ensure that his legacy is injured, from what we can see.
Miriam, time is now. Strike, Mr. President. Strike the road when it is hot. You have got them running. Don't allow them to put their feet down. Continue striking. Follow it up. Don't think Omanga will come to your... Omanga Millicent will never come to you. She's a diehard of Ruto. All these are diehards of Ruto. They will not come. Just expel them, get new people, notify the speaker that we have new people coming. They surrender these offices, return the cars. If they can pay for them, fine. That's it. Mm-hmm. Don't waste the time now. If you have started a purge, don't be like a Gorbachev. Mr. President, don't be like a Gorbachev. Don't stop on the way and look back and think of a perestroika. Think of removing the glasnost that have caused you the chaos of not able to implement your agenda number 4. Please, my dear friend, I'm telling you this. Don't stop. Purge now. Don't do reforms. The most dangerous political science is reform. Patching the old wounds with the new wounds. New cloth, new wine cannot be drunk with old wine. New cloth cannot be sewn on the old cloth. I'm talking in Southern English. So, let me bring a sense of humor here this morning. Mr. President, you bring in the new cloth. You can't drink the old wine and the new wine. They can't be not to be drunk.
Bobby Wine. So now, Doctor, there's a letter that was written by the leadership of Jubilee Party, I think through the Secretary General there, the show cause letter, and written by party Chairman Nelson Zuya, told the senators that while they were nominated to primarily promote and protect interests of the party, they have decided to go wayward, and now they should show cause as to why they should not be removed from these positions and given to other people. And there's one senator that escaped this, and that is Christine Zawadi, appears to have escaped the news after writing a letter to Irungu explaining her absence and pledging allegiance to the new leadership. She said due to the travel restrictions, I don't know if she was out of Nairobi County. Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, so she has escaped. But the rest, should they decide to write and say, and pledge allegiance, will that change anything?
Yes, she's a very good woman. You see, that is what we call very political
savvy
knowledge. Yeah, she's what do you call it?
Political savvy. She's smart.
Yes, she is. She wrote a letter that I am in Mombasa. How will I come? Because there were difficulties. Mm-hmm. But these other bragans now have gone to say they want to disorganize Uhuru. This lady here, especially Omanga, shouts with her mouth, with everything. I don't want to say so many things here. Look, she wants to go to Uruma, where to arouse the people. These are the people supplying food at night. against Uhuru Kenyatta. These are the people. So that the 7 days elapsed, Secretary General, Mr. President, call for them.
And that
so I want to.
Yes. And that reminds me of that lady from Aisha Jum. I don't know where she went to. Also the rebel from ODM. I don't know where she went to. Talking about this here, just brought meat.
Aisha Juma.
Yes.
I think she was pregnant.
Okay.
She gave birth or something. I don't know.
She's nursing. Okay. All right.
She must be on maternity leave.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Another story.
Yes.
Is Divan. The chicken have come home to roost.
Yes.
So
yes.
This is a very interesting story.
On the front pages of the Daily Nation, they are saying Divani loses appeal against extradition from UK to Kenya. Now, billionaire mastermind of the 7.6 billion Kenya shillings Triton scandal, who has been on the run for nearly a decade, could be prosecuted in Kenya after all. All right, and the story is on page 4 of the Daily Nation there. So we see President Uhuru Kenyatta's efforts at fighting corruption really is reaching out even for the people there in the diaspora. So I'm just hoping our courts here will do the necessary. We don't want these cases returned back. You remember like that one of those brothers, Akasha brothers. So this is a win for Kenya, should this happen.
Yes. It's not a win for Kenya. It's a worry for some people.
A win because we might get that money back. We might, get that money back into our economy.
This money might not be there. But it's a subject that for today, I need to deal with it very carefully. Because it is a very sensitive subject.
And it touches, yes. Very true.
Yes, very sensitive. And it is something that could have been stopped. Because it raises a lot of questions. Therefore, let's pass it.
All right.
Now, truck drivers are new agents of COVID-19. Miriam, you remember some time back I suggested, and I want to thank at least Mutahi Kagwe. At times pick a phone and thank me for suggestions that I give you for free in your job. I'm tired. Didn't I suggest that let us get laboratory testing cars? Miriam, we are together on this show. They have run to do it without saying thank you, Matanga. Look at that. At times, please, have Kenyans run to say thank you. Don't run with ideas. Use them, and then you don't come back to say corporate thank you. But I am very happy that yes, my friend Mutahi Kagwe listens to my shows attentively. Oh, his PA, one of his PA, is all the time on my ward. I see him listening on what I do and what I write. This is very good. It means you're a teacher. You must be proud. Ongera, ongera, ongera teacher.
Yes.
So, this testing van equipped with testing a laboratory.
Yes.
Kuba, within 25 minutes, you have known your results. It will be at Namanga. I suggested that they do bring those in Germany. They will be airlifted. Do you know, Miriam, exactly?
Yeah,
That's what they did. And someone, I hope someone has not covered something. That is fitting nation.
And that story, Doctor, is on page 5 here of the Daily Nation there, and it says 25 truck drivers test positive at Namanga, and fears that truck drivers are the new agents of coronavirus in Kenya have been confirmed after 25 of them tested positive at Namanga border. Health Chief Administrative Secretary Rashid Aman yesterday said 23 Tanzanians, a Ugandan and a Rwandese tested positive on the Tanzania side. Dr. Aman said that the drivers were turned back at the border for isolation and contact tracing, and now he continued to say that we will test people entering the country, and we have set up a mobile laboratory at the Namanga border for our protection, even if they do not accept our results. So they had your advice there. Now they have the mobile laboratory, because initially the tests were being taken to Kemri in Kisumu and I don't know where else, and it was taking too long for these people to get their results back. So I think this will go a long way in the fight against COVID-19 in the country.
That is very good. I am very happy, man, this morning that when I had this man, CAS, Dr. Aman, reading this, I said, these guys follow my television. And I'm very happy person that they have got, you remember the picture of that, if production team can bring the picture of that laboratory, it is in our archives. When I drew it and I gave it to the production team from Germany. Germany produces laboratory cars. Those are the ones that are being used in Britain. In Britain now, almost every corner, one of those cars is there. And you walk in voluntarily. You get my point? Wanakuweka hii kwa meno, hii wapi? Unapatia address number na telephone number yako. Watasukuma kwa GP results. They will send it to GP, who will tell you that you are negative or you are positive. And be careful, you are positive, you need to report or stay in your house and start treatment. That's how the things are being sorted in Britain. Yes, because of those mobile units. Here, people might think the emergency team is eating the money. Please, there are no equipment worldwide. Even if you have billions of dollars, some of the equipment is not there. Factories are beginning to work now. That's why China is going to benefit out of COVID-19 immensely. Because they are selling their products across to Russia. If the number of Russians running to 200,000, there will be more things going to Russia from China. We have a problem, the equipment itself is not there. And it is high time the Minister of Health came out to emphasize on natural ways and not to be prepared for. Now the World Health Organization itself says what Matanga said long time ago, that the disease will become endemic. It's not going to go away. It will stay here like a malaria. It will be striking you like a malaria. Like a malaria comes, or Natukia corona comes, or this comes. That's what is happening now. Yes. Miriam.
All right. There you go. Thank you so much there, Doctor. So I think we take a break and then we come back at 11.
It's not 11. We haven't finished.
We go up to 11.
No,
because it's a few minutes past I think 10.
Is how many minutes?
About 17 minutes past 10. Yes,
oh,
I know. Yeah, we started a bit late. Yes.
We delayed.
But
can
we
we
continue?
Push?
Yes.
Can we push for 13 minutes? We break at 1:30.
Okay.
The two papers.
Yes. We look at the Standard newspaper this morning and it says...
Any story that, so that we become fresh. How Raila fits in the new power mix.
and it's saying brewing. Lost in the whirlwind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lost in the whirlwind of Jubilee divorce wars, Raila's ODM is tying up the loose ends of a post-election coalition agreement with Uhuru in what is designed to show up the president's numbers and control in parliament. And a quote there by ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna says that our party leader has been holding frequent meetings with the president whose resolutions I honestly may not be privy to, but I think what is brewing is good. What is brewing is good there, I think, for ODM and the leadership there, but I don't know if it's good for Deputy President William Ruto. But Sifuna seems to be very confident in what is brewing there. What kind of tea is brewing there?
It's very messy. You see, Miriam, yesterday I gave advice. Pick a phone, follow the pie, humble yourself, keep off, come back and call your boss. Tell him I outshine you, but I have found a cul-de-sac, a wall that I cannot pass through. Help me, God. We are together, but if you go with chest bumping now, the real McCoy is coming. Yeah. Raila, I call him Rio McCoy.
The real McCoy arrived.
Yes. His excellent, his right honorable Prime Minister. I have always thrown very bad words at him. But you can see a leader who doesn't want everybody word thrown against Matanga. That is leadership. I want to confess here today that I threw barbs, and Mr. Prime Minister, forgive me, because I love Jubilee Party. And I had to stick out for the younger men, the two of them. I loved them so much, so I hit you so hard. But there is one thing you did. You never allowed anybody. I don't know, that's that type of heart. I must give you a hand back. And I'll do it. We are all rebels. We are all fighters for freedom. I have known you from 1982. And I want to thank you. I will give you a hand. I don't want to hide. Because, you see, you are throwing, the people got annoyed. Orang went to the stadium in Uhuru Park. You saw what he said. He said Matanga and Lowassa are here, and Uhuru chases our friends. Ogwambo went to the platform. He never said anything. I am told he even cautioned them later that leave that man, he has suffered a lot. So that type of spirit, it is in very few people. If it had been Ruto, I would have been finished. Honestly, I just want to thank the Honorable Prime Minister for having had a fatherly heart to find time to defend me. In those ODM, he defended me. And you know, he could defend me without me knowing. But some of his close people could come to say, what did you do to Mzee that he likes you so much? Now here we are in politics. This is the game. Mzee, na mimi itakurudishia mkono. Hey, Leo, you have heard my statement itakurudishia mkono. And this power mix, let it mix.
Let it mix.
The power mix today, let it work out. Yeah. Because we need a united country. Kenya needs to be united. There is no time, no shortcut here. Jameni, wacha niwaambie. There is no shortcut. Don't lead a way to Besuda, to leave us hanging again. For me to be on the aircraft, now aircraft is even more dangerous and poisonous. Don't start. Unite and fold your legs, your arms, and come with Uhuru. Even if he doesn't qualify, even if he doesn't bring the hospitals, what? Let him bring one thing. And that thing is called unity. Kenya will rise and shine again. There is no shortcut there. Please, the handshake that Raila and Uhuru put together is the most significant handshake. Forget about the handshake of hostage taking.
And speaking of hostage taking, I think, Doctor, when you started here and when you're talking about the master plan of succession that started just after the collapse of the ICC cases, they started about in 2015 there. And this has been, what really has scared a lot of Kenyans, because some section of the politicians, they're saying you owe us. So if you don't do this, then this is what's going to happen to your people and to some Kenyans in certain places in this country. Very dangerous politics there, and politics of hostage taking. And perhaps it is time that we reviewed how we even, do our politics. And I've said our politics in this country needs a lot of sanitation and perhaps fumigation, because as it is now, I should vote for you because I believe in you, I believe in your leadership, not because if I don't vote for you, then my house will be burnt down, then I might be killed, then my life is in danger, or I have to move to. That shouldn't be the case. So it's very sad when you look at it from that perspective.
Miriam, that is exactly the politics of Dr. William Ruto and his group. If you watched, did you watch what Senator Cheriot was saying?
I slept early. What did he say?
He was
on Citizen yesterday, yes.
He said you can see that these are people determined. Even when they are given what they want, they will come for you. That politics must be checked. And when somebody says plan B, what is this plan B? What is the plan B? It is, I leave it to the security agencies to analyze what is plan B. When they are saying they want, which will be at 11 top of the hour, is when we can review the plan B. Remember, I don't sleep. I sleep for only 4 hours in a whole day. And I start working hard to find every evidence of George Soros' presence on the continent of Africa. Now, Miriam, at the top of the hour, I'm bringing the evidence.
All right.
Very interesting.
Yes.
If you can give them a glimpse, like our production team should bring that clip top of the hour at 11. They should show people. It's a very nice subject. Stay well, stay nice, watch, get your pen and a paper, and watch this while I split it inch by inch, soil by soil. package for you.
Yes, and at the top of the
What
hour,
is this?
yes. Can I tell them the topic?
Yes.
Yes.
And let the production team bring it.
The top of the hour, our topic will be as COVID-19 clouds gather, is there politics of regime change and confrontation in Africa? So that is what we shall be looking at the top of the hour. As COVID-19 clouds gather, is there politics of regime change and confrontation in Africa? There it is. The production has brought it there, and that will be our subject of discussion at 11 a.m. Just a few minutes, about 31 or so minutes to 11.
Thank you very much, Miriam. Exactly this time I said we will end at exactly past. I've been on time.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. And yes, go have your water and lemon. I will see you at 11. Thank you, viewers.
Thank you for emphasizing that.
You know, Doctor has been working very hard, and all these shows, he even does others in the night when I'm asleep, because I'm protecting my voice. But he's been working overtime, so now his voice is acting up. So he needs to.
On this one, on that 11 o'clock one, it's hot.
Yes.
I have the news for you.
All right, we'll see you then.
And it has cracked in Zimbabwe. It has grown up.
Very well.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you at 11.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.